What is going on, everyone? It's Nick from Breaking the Clutch. Hope you guys are having a fantastic day. And as promised in the previous leader breakdown video, we've got another one for you. And a lot of you guys left the comments that I've been looking for, and you said that Atriox is the next leader you wanted to see broken down. If you want to see a particular leader broken down in the next video, leave that down below. But without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into Atriox. Now, the very first leader power you're going to be able to pick up with Atriox is called countermeasures. It drops 4 mines around a newly captured point. It slows the enemy decapture rate from 20 seconds to 40 seconds, and jump pack brutes drop trip mines when in flight. Now that decapture rate, that's going to total it to about 60 seconds for an opponent to capture the power nodes that you have previously captured, plus there's also trip mines on it, which also slows them down if they only send 1 or 2 enemies. So this could be a good way of slowing your enemy down from progressing towards your side of the map. Now, the next leader power that you're going to be able to pick up is called fortifications. It reduces the cost and build time of the stronghold upgrade, fortify upgrade, and turret upgrades. Reduces the cost to base level turrets, shield towers, and outposts. Now, there's a lot of information to break down with this, so I'm going to go ahead and put this on a black screen with all the numbers in front, so that way we can focus a little bit more and analyze it a little bit better. Then showing you in-game footage. I hope you don't mind. So let's just go ahead and break it down. So purchasing an outpost without the upgrade is going to cost 500, 200. That's what every person in the game pays for it. And then if you purchase fortifications 1, you get 350 to 140 for purchasing an outpost, and fortifications 2, it'll cost 203, 81. Now, to upgrade an outpost, once you pick it up and turn it into a stronghold without fortifications, and this is what every person pays, except Atriox once you get fortifications. No fortifications, it'll cost 0, 400, so 400 power. Fortifications 1, it'll cost 0 resources, 280 power, and fortifications 2, it'll cost 0 resources and 162 power. So why am I telling you all this? Because if you are going to expand into a stronghold, and at some point, I feel like every player in the game has to expand, and they also have to pick up a secondary base. So if you were going to expand to a stronghold, again, every player will pay 500, 600. If you are Atriox and you decide to pick up fortifications 1, it'll cost you 350, 420, and if you get fortifications 2, it'll cost 203, 243. So you can pretty much purchase 2 bases for the price of 1, and you'll see that in a lot of strategies in the current meta of Season 3. I certainly do that. Anytime you purchase 1 base, you might as well purchase a 2nd base, because most of the time you'll be able to use that 3rd base as a distraction. That way you get your secondary base up and running without any problems. Now, by picking up fortifications 1, you will save 150 resources, 180 power. From fortifications 1 to fortifications 2, you'll save 147 and 177 power. And then if you go ahead and get up to fortifications 2, obviously you will be saving yourself from non-fortifications, of course, 297 and 357, and you can use that money to, again, purchase another base, purchase 2 choppers, upgrade a reactor. There's a lot of different things you can do with that, or power extractor, sorry. There's a lot of different things you can do with that money, so make sure you pick up fortifications. I always go fortifications 2. That's just my preference. I don't think countermeasures is really worth it, but keep that in mind. These numbers do add up, and they'll significantly help your early game play if you utilize that extra bit of cash and a bit of power properly. Now, outpost upgrades are not the only thing that you get with fortifications 1 and fortifications 2. You also get your turret site increases, so let's go ahead and take a look at that. We've got, without any fortifications, this is what it costs every player. Your turret's going to be 300, 0. Your shield generator is going to be 600, 200, and your turret upgrade is going to be about 20 seconds, and of course that is without fortifications 1. Now with fortifications 1, your turret's going to cost 225, 0. Your shield generator is going to cost 450, 150, and your turret upgrade is going to cost about 12 seconds of your time. And fortifications 2, of course, is going to give your turret half the cost of the first one. So it's at 150, 0. Fortifications 2 is also going to get you your shield generator at 301, 100. You're looking at pretty much cut in half with those 2. And then your turret upgrade is only going to take you 5 seconds. Fortifications 2, if you are Atriox, it is the way to go. I think it's proven time and time again, but there's one more thing that we have to show you to complete fortifications 1 and 2, and that is the fortify upgrades. Now, on top of everything I just told you, you also get a bit of help on your fortify base upgrade as well, and that's also in the War Council, in case you aren't sure what I'm referencing to. So without fortifications, upgrading your base in War Council, of course, is going to cost you 400 power, and it's going to cost about 60 seconds of your time. Now to upgrade it to the second, it's going to be about 600 power and 80 seconds of your time. For the third upgrade, it's going to be 800 power and 100 seconds of your time. If you got Fortifications 1, pretty much cut nearly in half. You've got 280 power to spend on your first one, and then it'll only take about 38 seconds of your time. Upgrading it to level 2 is going to cost about 420 power and 52 seconds, and upgrading it to the third will cost about 560 power and 64 seconds. Now, Fortifications 2, again, that's the one you're going for. If you picked up Fortifications 1, pick up Fortifications 2. It is so worth it in the end. Look at this right here. We've got Upgrade 1. It's going to cost you 162 power, 18 seconds of your time. And Upgrade 2 is going to be 243 power and 24 seconds. And Upgrade 3 is going to be 324 power and 30 seconds, which is absolutely amazing. On top of everything, Fortifications 1 and 2 is absolutely the way to go if you are using Atriox. It gives him such an early game advantage. Of course, not in a sense of attacking, because Atriox is not supposed to be, quote unquote, supposed to be an attacking player. He is more of a defensive player by design, I guess. But look, if you push with choppers onto the person's main, and while you're pushing with those choppers, you pick up 2 expansions for the price of 1 with Fortifications 2. You've now got 3 bases within the first 4 minutes of the game. Atriox is deadly, and Fortifications 2 is the reason for that. The next leader power that you can pick up with Atriox is going to be Dying Breath, and that's pretty much going to give your units I think it's about 6 to 7 seconds of extra life after they have technically lost all their health, and this lasts for the entire time. As long as your unit's alive and you click on Dying Breath, those units will always have that. It's not a time thing, at least to my knowledge. I'm pretty sure that's how it is. So Dying Breath is a fantastic ability if you're trying to kill a base and maybe your back's against the wall. Now, the next leader power we're going to look at is Atriox's Bulwark 1, and there's a bit of a misconception with Atriox's Bulwark. You get, for the first one, the first upgrade that is, you get 2 seconds of invulnerability. Take a look at their shields, and it's gone right there, and it lasts for about 10 seconds total. So you get 10 seconds of regeneration, and 2 seconds of that is invulnerability. Don't confuse that, because a lot of people have seem to confuse that in the past. Now, if you upgrade it to Atriox Bulwark 2, you get 3 seconds of invulnerability, and the generation will last about 13 seconds. Now, if you upgrade it to the third, it's not as efficient. It kind of falls off, right? From my frame by frame, it lasts about 3.5 seconds. I kind of want to push it towards the 4-second mark, just because that makes sense. I'm probably off a little bit on that. So we'll say 3.5 seconds to 4 seconds, and it only lasts between 13.5 seconds and 14 seconds, the regeneration that is. If you're late in the game, maybe don't upgrade to Atriox Bulwarks 3. I think based on those numbers, it's not worth it. There are other things to invest in. Now the next leader ability is going to be Spirit Assault 1, and that drops in 2 suicide grunts at the cost of 4 units, 240 resources, and 60 power. Now the normal cost for that is going to be 200 resources and 40 power, so only utilize that if you are rushing a base and you need a couple suicide grunts to maybe drop a building. Alright, the next one's going to be Spirit Assault 2. It's going to cost you 375 resources and 140 power. It's going to go ahead and drop in 2 suicide grunts with 1 star and a jump pack brute with a 2-star. Now the normal cost of that's going to be 310 resources and 105 power, so it's still cheaper to go ahead and produce these units, but you don't have the veterancy with them. So again, I would only use Spirit Assault when you are attacking a base. You need a little bit of extra attacking power. Alright, now the Spirit Assault 3 is going to go ahead and drop in 2 3-star grunts and 2 3-star jump pack brutes, and it's going to cost you 520 resources, 220 power, and to produce this on your own within the raid camp is going to be 440 resources and 170 power. So again, you're getting a bit of a little extra cost for that veterancy. Again, I would only use this when you are attacking a base and you want some extra units in that mix. Now, one of the last leader powers you're going to be able to pick up with Atriox is going to be called Unbreakable, and it makes your units invincible and invulnerable for about 6 to 7 seconds. And of course, right there, you're looking at the very last one, Eradication Beam, which is I would only use it on a base. It's not as good on units because of how long it takes for them to for the beam to actually explode. Moving along from all those leader powers, now we're going to go ahead and break down Atriox's hero unit. Now the first two abilities that you're going to be able to utilize to upgrade your hero unit are pretty much the same here. The first one's going to be Plasma Rounds. It's going to cost you about 400 power. It's going to go ahead and increase the damage and add an area effect which slows down the enemy. And the same thing with Scorch Rounds. Does the exact same thing. That one costs about 600 though. And the very last one's going to be Rifled Barrel, which again just increases that. So pretty much a hero unit deals more damage when you upgrade it, and it's going to go ahead and slow down units. One thing I add with caution when using the hero unit, it's not very good at attacking fast moving units. It really only works well with slow units or when fighting units that are in a pack. That way they're all fumbled together, and that way it's able to hit them and it stuns them, it slows them down. It's not like stasis like we'll see with the Arbiter later on this week. It just slows them down, and it does a decent amount of damage. Again, I know a lot of people are passionate about the hero units in this game. I read plenty of the comments about the Captain's Hunter and what you guys felt about that, so I'm not going to even really go into this hero unit. I think, again, I guess every hero unit has their place within the game, and certain times and certain places it's good to utilize them. I just don't know at what point in a high competitive game you're bringing them out. But enough of that, we're going to go ahead and move on. Now, Atriox's, some of his strategies that we have for him, we're going to go and leave those videos pinned in the comment section down below. Don't want to waste any of you guys' time on this video. We're going to try to keep these videos efficient for you guys. So if you want to see some strategies for Atriox, look down below. They'll be in the comment section pinned. And that's pretty much going to do it for Atriox. I hope you guys did enjoy. There was a lot to cover here with Atriox, of course, like last week, and with Shipmaster before that. Ton of information to cover. I'm one person. I'm probably going to have missed some things. So if you see anything or if you've spotted anything that I did not mention, please go ahead and feel free to leave those down below in the comment section, and we'll be responding to as many questions, comments, and concerns as we possibly can. Again, thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to leave the leader that you want to see next down below in the comments as well, and I guess we'll see you guys tomorrow.